Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Saratoga Racecourse here on Saturday. It is July the 29th, 2017. You're going to look at the stakes races on today's program from Saratoga, but before I get on to that, remember, please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKit5 for more selections for racecourses around the world. Stakes races I'll be looking at are all of them races 5, 8, 9, and the featured 10th race, so 5, 8, 9, and 10. So let's get on to it, starting off with the 5th race from Saratoga. The 5th race is the 25th running of the Amsterdam Stakes, Grade 2, purse $200,000. It's for 3-year-olds. Fields of 6 3-year-olds going the distance of ground of 1,300 meters or 6.5 furlongs on the main track. 6.5 furlongs, 1,300 meters, or whatever you want to go by. My top pick on this one, I like the number 2 horse, number 2 Coal Front. I'm going to go 2-5-3-4 in the superfecta, 2-5-3-4 super. My top pick, number 2 Coal Front, 7-5. Jean Velasquez for top lecture, this 3-year-old colt out of Stay Thirsty. Most recently, this horse had started on the 8th of June at Belmont Park, 6.5 furlongs in the allowance race for $90,000. That was during the big Belmont Stakes Festival. This horse won by 2 3/4 lengths that day, was almost on the lead all throughout, and just was a little bit wide, but had an easy, clear victory that day. It was a good race. First start in 6 weeks. 6 weeks earlier in the main special weight for $70,000 at Keeneland, 6 furlongs, April 20th. Horse won by 6.5 lengths, and that was a beat. This horse put on a show that day. Was a little bit wide, but drew off clear, almost on lead. All throughout. It was a great race for this horse. He looks like he's the speediest horse in the spot. They spent nearly $500,000 on this horse, and he looks like he's a bright future, and I think he'll run a big one here today. Just looking over the other horses in this race, he looks like he's the fastest, and I think he'll run a big one. He's been trading well at the spa, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the 5th from Saratoga, it's the 25th running of the Grade 2 Amsterdam. I'm going to go with the 2 horse Coal Front. I'm going to go 2-5-3-4 in the superfecta. So now let's head on to race number 8 from Saratoga. The 8th race from the spa is the 33rd running of the Alfred G. Vanderbilt Handicap. It's a Grade 1 race here, going for a purse of $350,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 8 horses going the distance of ground of 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the main track. 1,200 meters, 6 furlongs, and I showed the diagram. Gives me a second to look down in my notes, so just bear with me. My top pick of this one, I like the number 2 horse, number 2 Awesome Banner. I'm going to go 2-4-8-6 in the superfecta, 2-4-8-6 super. My top pick, number 2 Awesome Banner, 6-1. Jose Lezcano gets the leg up for the first time on this 4-year-old colt out of Awesome, of course. Most recently on the 1st of July at Gulfstream Park, 6 furlongs in the Grade 3 Smile Sprint. Horse finished second by 4 3/4 lengths that day. Was up with the leaders early on, setting the pace, and then kind of he didn't weaken out of it, but the Imperial, the winner that day, just overtook him. He didn't weaken out of it. He kind of just stayed there. It was a decent second place finish. Major improvement off his start before in the Maryland Sprint at Pimlico, 6 furlongs on May the 20th. Horse finished 3rd by half length. Was a little bit wide, closed up a little bit. He pounced a little bit, but he didn't have a lot left over in the tank for the final 16th, and got overtaken and weakened to 3rd. Whitmore and AP Indians won back in this one today. Just ran a little bit better of a race, but still, it was a little bit of I said that was the Smile Sprint was an improvement off the Maryland Sprint, but that Maryland Sprint was a major improvement off the start before in the Carter Handicap at Aqueduct here in Queens. Horse finished 9th by 22.5 lengths. Was never into it. Was wide and just tired out of it. Disappointing beat. He just really went backwards that day. Before that, he finished 4th in the Gulfstream Park Handicap and 3rd in the Sunshine Smilling Sprints. I think this horse is a good 6 furlong horse. I don't think he's going to get the mile, but 6 furlongs, he definitely will get it. He did well going in the Florida Stallion Stakes last year at Gulfstream. He won a few of those. He did win at a mile, but just barely. He had to Tyler Gaffleone, who rode this horse in the Gulfstream Park in the Florida Stallion Stakes, had to really use him that final 16th of a mile. He won it, but just barely. He's a good horse here. I think he can really run a big one. 6-1. I'm going to take my chances with this one. So to recap my bets for the 8th from Saratoga, it's the 33rd running of the Grade 1 Alfred G. Vanderbilt Handicap. Going to go with the 2 horse Awesome Banner. I'm going to go 2-4-8-6 in the superfecta. To race number 9 from Saratoga. The ninth race is the 59th running of the Bowling Green Handicap Grade 2 purse, $250,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 7 horses going the distance of ground of 2,200 meters or a mile and 3/8 on the turf course. The rail is at 9 feet. Mile 3/8. The Bowling Green Handicap, not to be mistaken with the Bowling Green Massacre, with that bitch Kellyanne Conway said back in like January. I don't get the Trump administration. I don't know why people would vote for racist. But let's get off the politics, back to the racing. This Bowling Green handicap, great race. My top pick in this one, I like the number 4 horse, Saddler's Joy. I'm going to go 4-1-7-3 in the superfecta. 4-1-7-3 super. My top pick, number 4, Saddler's Joy. 3-1, Javier Castellano for Tom Abeltrani. This 4-year-old colt out of Kitten's Joy. Most recently, this horse had a start on the 10th of June at Belmont Park, Mountain Quarter Inner Turf Course in Manhattan Handicap. Horse finished third by 1/4 lengths. This horse was very wide. He closed up a little bit, but the inner turf course at Belmont tends to be more speed-oriented horses. I think coming here to the Spa on a race course where you're gonna see closers do well, he should have a lot better of a run. Start before it in the Man of War at Belmont Park, mile 3 it's on the inner turf course. He finished third that day by 6 lengths behind Zukova, a very nice mare from Ireland. She ran a hell of a race. This horse just did not handle the ground. It was incredibly wet, so you want to see firm ground. Hopefully we see it today. Before that, this horse won the Pan American very nicely in his first stakes victory. He won it by a head. Closed up well, getting up there just in time. Great race for this horse. And then about 2 months earlier in the William McKnight at Gulfstream Park on Pegasus Day, going a mile and a half. Horse finished second by a head. Closed up well again, just missed, but he ran his heart out in his stakes debut. He showed heart, I must say. Before that, he won a very nice mile 3/8 race at Aqueduct on the inner turf course, and then won a very nice Belmont Mountain Quarter race last fall. I think this horse will run a very big one here today in his Spa Stakes debut, so watch out for him. So to recount my bets for the 9th from Saratoga, it's the 59th running of the Grade 2 Bowling Green Handicap. Going to go with the 4 horse Saddler's Joy. I'm going to go 4-1-7-3 in the superfecta. To race number 10 now, the featured on the program on this Saturday afternoon from Saratoga. The 10th race is the 54th running of the Jim Dandy Stakes, presented by Naira Bets, Grade 2 purse, $600,000. It's for 3-year-olds. Field of 5 horses going the distance of ground of 1,800 meters or a mile and 1/8 on the main track. Mile and 1/8. My top pick in this one, I'm going to throw out the Preakness and Derby winner here, and I'm going to use the 5 horse Good Samaritan. I kept going back to him, and my thoughts on him, he's either going to run a very good race or he's going to run a very shit race. So good or shit, that's my my analysis on him. So my top pick, number 5, Good Samaritan, I'm going to go 5-2-1 in the TriCast or the trifecta. 5-2-1, top pick number 5, Good Samaritan. 12-1, Joel Rosario for Belmont. Strill Colt at a Harlan's Holiday definitely has the pedigree to run on dirt. And I think he's a little bit of a closer. He's not going to be on the pace, you're going to see a little bit of speed in this race, and I think he could really close up well with the speed in this small group. But like I said, he's making his dirt debut, but all last of his 6 starts have been on turf. Most recently, the 8th of July at Belmont, Mountain Quarter in the Belmont Derby. Horse finished 4th by 3 lengths behind Oscar Performance, who sat on the lead all throughout and just had an easy victory. This horse didn't have the best of breaks that day, but closed up well at the end on a race course that does not play towards closers. He ran well at the end, but he's gonna have to break a little bit better here today, and if he breaks better, he could get a good closing kick. Start before at Belmont Park, Mile 8th Inner Turf Course in the Pennine Ridge. Horse finished second by 1.5 lengths. Sat back early, but closed up well at the end. Again, Oscar Performance ran a hell of a race, but this horse, closed up well. Before that, in the American Turf at Churchill, Mile 16th, May the 6th. Horse finished second by a length. Was incredibly wide that day. Was at the 10 path at the quarter pole and closed up well. Just missed, but it was off the layoff. He might need that race, but it wasn't a half bad run. Before that, finished third in the Brewers Cup Juvenile Turf at at Santa Anita, and then won the Summer Handicap or the Summer Stakes at Woodbine, very nicely going a mile, and broke his maiden on the turf course at Saratoga last year. He's making his dirt debut. Don't think that should be a problem. He's bred to go for it. He's had a workout on the Oklahoma train track, 4 furlongs, 49 and 4, 16th best workout out of 26. So it looks like he did well there. So watch out for this one to run a big one or run a very bad one. Like I said, he's going to run either a great race or he's going to run a shit race. So to count my bets for the 10th from Saratoga, it's the 54th running of the Jim Dandy. Going to go with the 5-horse Good Samaritan. I'm going to go 5-2-1 in the tricast of the trifecta. So good luck to one. Please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Get 5. Good luck, everybody.